Count on LEX 18 News.
It's been 20 years since the shooting at Heath High School in Paducah. Now, just 30 miles away, the community of Marshall County finds itself with the eyes of the nation focused on them.
Daddy, there's been a shooting, and I heard it.
Terror and fear turn to anguish with news of two 15-year-olds dead, 17 others hurt.
These children belong to this community and to specific families in this community.
Another teen faces murder charges. The survivors are shaken, knowing this is forever Benton's history. LEX 18 News at 6 starts now. Good evening. I'm Nancy Cox.
And I'm Kevin Christopher. Thanks for joining us at 6.
The armed student first came into the Marshall County High School at 3 minutes until 8 Central Time and immediately opened fire. The first call for help was made 2 minutes later. It only took emergency crews 7 minutes to get to the scene. The first unit pulled up at 8:06.
Nancy Cox is in Oldham County with this breaking news.
Tom Payne has been serving a life sentence here at the Kentucky State Reformatory some 30 years in, but soon he'll get out and get a chance at redemption for what he called his brutal rapes. Here's the moment he heard the news.
It is our recommendation today that your parole be reinstated.
Thank you, man.
Well,
Thank
I'll
you.
tell you, Mr.
It was
Payne,
difficult for Tom Payne not to express his joy, but the parole board members pointed out sternly another parole violation, another crime against a woman, and he would likely spend the rest of his life behind bars. But for now, Tom Payne enjoyed the moment.
Good luck to you, Mr. Payne. Good luck, sir.
Thank you, man. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. That's my reaction. Thank you, Lord. Thank you.
Coming up on LEX 18 News, Tom Payne's words as he made his case for freedom, which included a message to UK. By the way, yesterday was Tom Payne's 68th birthday, one he won't likely forget. Covering the news in LaGrange, Nancy Cox, LEX 18 News. Once known as the first black man to play basketball for Adolph Rupp, now a convicted serial rapist who served time in 3 states, Tom Payne had a lot to overcome this morning when he sat in front of the parole board asking for his freedom. And he was overjoyed when that panel said yes.
God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. I won't let you down.
68-year-old Tom Payne has been paroled in Kentucky once before, so he faced tough questions about the 3 times he raped women, the challenges of being one of the only black players in the SEC.
I always felt that seething anger and hatred towards people that they had, when I had got mocked and I had got harassed.
And questions about what he's done the last 30 years to reform and to ensure society would not be endangered by his freedom.
I've learned how to deal with my resentment and my hate that I had, which I really believe in my heart I don't have any of that anymore.
Payne bluntly admitted he blew it. His first year at UK, he was all SEC, had a promising career and life ahead.
The spiritual and emotional brutality of segregation at that time, the racial forces at that time, kicked something off in me that was dark.
Even after all that turned to violence, Payne was not forgotten. Some of his teammates have become his spiritual brothers, he says.
I apologize to my school. I apologize to the people that believed in me, because even at that time I had people that believed in me, but I couldn't see it.
Payne plans a new life with his fiancée in Lansing, Michigan, where he has a spot waiting in a rehabilitation program, a perfect disciplinary record, therapy, a strong family, and a drive to do good, he says, will make today's decision a good one.
I'm hoping that a time will come where people will look at me and give me a chance and forgive me.
The first step toward that forgiveness begins soon.
Good luck to you, Mr. Payne. Good luck, sir.
Thank you, man. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. That's my reaction. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Thank you, man.
What's the first thing you'll do?
Pray. Pray.
A date for Payne's release has not yet been set. No victims or their families were present today or at his parole hearing 2 years ago.
And with just a few days left in the legislative session, teachers feel they can fight off the bill, and they're sending a strong message to lawmakers who are still trying to pass it. Carolina Buchek has more in the LEX 18 Big Story at 5.
Kentucky could become the only state in the country without access to a poison control center. Governor Matt Bevin's 2-year spending proposal eliminates state funding for the Kentucky Poison Control Center. Norton healthcare officials say if the program is eliminated, callers would be greeted with an automatic recording urging them to either call 911 or go to the emergency room. And reaction is also coming in from Fayette County Public Schools. They tweeted, "Please join us in keeping the entire Marshall County High School community close in thought and prayer," end quote. This school shooting isn't the first in Western Kentucky. 20 years ago, tragedy happened at Heath High School in Paducah. A survivor who lives here in Lexington now shares her reaction. Jacqueline Nye continues our Big Story team coverage.
You probably know how angry teachers are over proposed changes to the public pension system. Today they gathered at the Capitol once again to rally for increased funding. Some even had the support of their bosses, who went so far as to cancel classes. LEX 18's Carolina Buchek has that story.
So LEX 18 teamed up with Father Jim Sitchko, or Father Christmas as we call him, to give the gift of 2 wheels to 100 second graders in Corbin. Take a look. Hunter Hills Elementary in Laurel County looks more like Santa's workshop. 100 brand new Trek bikes without homes. But wouldn't you know it, waiting in the cafeteria, the entire second grade, 100 kids from the nice list.
And I'm giving you a free bike today. You have won a free bike. Don't cry, don't get all upset. No, it's all right.
No, just something just fell out of my eye.
Oh, something just fell out of his eye. Okay, yeah. My heart is just overflowing right now. You know why? Because you were all being so kind to this young man. I have bikes and helmets for everyone. Look, look, come on, get your bike. Go, whatever bike you want. It's not about just receiving something free. It's about recognizing that good has come upon them and that by being good, now they are called to be good to others.
Such a message in the form of a bicycle, a wish come true.
See what you did? Because of your goodness, everyone got a bike.
A gift to all the adults watching as well.
I know they will never forget this moment. I was in tears because I know some of these kids will never have an opportunity to own a bike.
This challenges me with, being the leader here or in my church ministry. Just it challenges me to just do more and to dream big.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Say Merry Christmas.
Sometimes it's the little things in life that make the biggest difference, like this dream come true, 75 years in the making.